What are you saying? Oh, really? Oh, handsome boy. Oh, really? Really? You're so handsome. Always great kitty content here on this channel, huh? I really thought this would be terrible lighting, but it's actually kind of great lighting. I really thought that having just a ring light on, I would look completely overblown. But it's actually like really nice. I turned it right down, the little thing. We don't use this nearly enough. Maybe that's a bit, I don't know. Yeah, we don't use this nearly enough, I think because we have daylight most of the time. But it is very dark right now. It's very, oh, that's my bed. It's dark outside right now. Does anyone else do this? They just get random stickers and just stick it to like their bed. Like large. This is a large sticker off some trousers. This is off an Xbox game, I think. The edge of the game. And then, oh really, sir? Oh my god. I was gonna show you him looking cute, but then he fell off the bed, so. But yeah, like, we don't ever use this. I feel like we really should. But it's like very dark in here right now. If ready. Hi! We don't have power! Yay! But thankfully, my ring light is USB, so we get light at least. I should use this more often because it does add it's quite bright when you look at it, but it does add some lighting. I think if I remember to keep my power bank charged up, this could be a good alternative. I never think of it, you know, because it's always kind of in its place, put away, and then yeah. Wait 1 second, I just remembered something. I'm back. I wanted to show you some of the hats we've been making. So you guys have all seen this one, because we've been making hats and clothing and things, and it's been really fun. You know, it's great when, because we were really into like Disney Dreamlight and things like that for ages, but it's been quite good having a hobby that doesn't actually require any power. You could just pick up a ball of wool and hook and just go and make stuff. But I'm kind of like, I'm terrified that I'm gonna lose the buzz, if you know what I mean. You know, like when you go on a buzz of something, you know, whatever it may be, and then after a while it just disappears and you move on to the next thing. And I'm kind of like nervous. I don't want that to happen. I want to keep crocheting, but knowing me, I will drop off of it and move on to something else in a week. So, but yeah, look, here's the hat. So cute, so adorable. I love it. And we got the patterns for these like ages ago, so it's like been really helpful. Then we got this one, which I have shown on like TikTok and things, but I don't actually remember if I've shown you guys. It's a bucket hat. The bucket hat was actually a nightmare to make. I think because I've never made a bucket hat before, and I was adjusting the pattern because the pattern I was reading was using chunky wool and I wasn't, so I was adjusting it like off the fly, because the one following the pattern turned out really, really small, so I had to like make it up. Also, I had to make it up on the patches, the like cow spots. They were just, the pattern was just like, make it up, make up some spots, interchange with spot. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then we got little horns and little ears, little fluffy friendos. And these just stuffed a little bit to keep them up. And it's very me. A cute. I could wear it like that. I see some people wear bucket hats like that, but I haven't sewn the ends in. And then I wanted to show you the latest hat that I have made because I'm very excited about it. I made the hat the other day and I made the other bit today. So here is the hat, like that. It's a beanie. It's obviously quite big for my head, but you know that's the good thing about beanies is that you can wear them quite slack. And you may have noticed, but there are little buttons on the side. This wool is stunning, by the way. It's so me, like, oh, so me. And then look, these buttons are so cute. We've got buttons, and the buttons are there for a very specific reason. So we have little ears. So I made these are the same ears as the Molly Bunny pattern that I made for my cousin. Yeah, my baby cousin. Same one, but done with the chunkier wool, so it's like bigger. Was perfect. I then added just a couple extra rows and things, and figured out how to make a buttonhole myself, which I'm very impressed with. Yeah, so we sewed on the buttons today, and then see if I can do this at the same time. Ta-da! It's so cute! I am a bunny rabbit. I think I might add some piercings or something to the ears. I think that might look pretty cool. I might also try and like soften them a little bit. They're a bit stiff right now. But yeah, I wanted to do a bunny ear hat, but I wanted the ears to be detachable because I felt like this could be annoying. But yeah, like you can just pop them off and then you got just a normal beanie. Sure, it has buttons on it, but then you can just be like, people are like, why have you got buttons on your hat? And you go, because it's got detachable bunny ears. And then they'll go, oh, that's fucking sick. And you go, yeah, that is sick. You know? So yeah, that's what I made. I hope you like it. I also found these buttons ages ago and I've been desperate to use them. So I finally did. They're adorable. And it really feels like a real product that could like be sold on like Etsy or something. Not that I'm gonna mass produce these, don't start asking me. But look, it's got a little handmade button. It says handmade. I think it's flipped for you guys, but it says handmade. It's wood. It's a solid wooden button, and I think it looks so cute. Like it proper just makes it, you know, it probably makes it look like done, like a thing. Like that's a thing. That's a hat right there. I didn't put one on this one because I thought the green would really not match. But I want to put one on my cardigans, or one on each of my cardigans that I've made. Maybe on like the bags and things. I don't think I'm going to put them on teddies. That doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know what you think. Because like, it's obviously always a struggle here. It's always a struggle in the life of Bo. But you know, I've been trying to figure out ways to cope better, you know. I think that's one thing is that like as much as I am in poverty and you know it's really hard to break out of poverty. I think a lot of people say that is that it's really hard to get out of it once you're in it. But you know, I keep trying, I keep chugging, I'm trying to just do. But I want to try and convince myself in some kind of way to make some things to sell. I think I've got PDA very badly. Me and Seth both do. It's so obvious, you know, when it comes to food. Like, I still haven't eaten, and it's like 8:30, 9:30 at night. Do you know what I mean? And I still haven't eaten dinner because it just feels like such a demand. Um, don't go toilet, don't shower, don't do anything because it's a demand. As soon as anything is a demand, I don't want to do it. You know, take my meds, do whatever. And I feel like if I have Etsy orders, you know, like you have to make 3 of these, you have to make 2 of these hats, you need to make 6 of these hats, you know, I think I'd go actually insane. One, I hate repetition. It was hard enough doing 2 bunny ears. Doing the same thing over again drives me insane. I don't know why, and then like it's such a problem, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to things like crochet and you have to do the same sort of things over and over again. Like doing this drove me nuts, and I don't know why, because it was the same instruction in a way, but because you started here, so you went upwards, and it's the same, like it's like do 1 and then increase, and then do 2 and then increase, and then 3 and then increase, and 4 and then increase. So you're sat there going 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 1, 2, 3, and the repetition of the counting and all of the doing the same instruction over and over again used to drive me so nuts. That's why I say, like, I saw a video of somebody explaining that, like, if you have ADHD or autism and you want to pick up crochet, do not do a blanket. Don't do a blanket, you will quit. And it's like, that happened to me. Obviously, I was crocheting, like, I don't know, a year ago. And I made Peanut, Teddy, I made loads of little things, you know, I made loads of little squares and all sorts. But then I tried to make a blanket because everybody said to start with a blanket. So I thought, blanket's going to be easy. No. It's just the same. Even if you're doing granny squares or something a bit more complex, you know, it's still repetition of square after square after square after square. And it just, I remember I got 9 squares in and wanted to end myself. Like, don't start with blankets. The repetition and the doing the same thing over and over again, you'll lose interest like that, you know, because it's just like, I'm sick of this, I'm sick of making the same thing, I want to make something else. So I think that's why I have like made so many random ass things lately. But I think that's kind of helped, you know, going from making a little teddy to making something more clothing to making something bigger to, like, I've had big projects on the go, like my 2 cardigans, and I've got one on the go right now, which I'm so excited about. Yeah, they take weeks, you know, so just having them on the side and then making all these other little things like a hat or a little teddy or something, you know, it can be good. But yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to like convince myself or trying to like figure out a way. One, I want to start selling half my clothes on Vinted. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know, because, you know, I think that could be a really easy way to. That little fly wants to be. Get the fuck away from me. Ugh. It's not about you. Yeah, so like, I want to try and figure out a way, yeah, selling stuff on Vinted. I think that could be good. You know, I've got a lot, especially dresses that I've kept for years and I just don't wear them. I've got so many things in there that like kind of still have the tags on because it's stuff my mum gave me that still have a tag on, and I just love them so much, but then I don't wear them because like I don't wear dresses very often, you know. I'm quite boyish in a way, you know. I don't really wear skirts or dresses, yet I have so many skirts and dresses, and I know it's going to be hard as a hoarder, as somebody who has hoarding disorder, like I know it's going to be hard to get rid of things, you know. It's such emotional pain for me to get rid of my belongings. Like, I am half the time way more emotionally invested in my items than I am in my friends or family. And I think there's probably no, don't choke. I think that's probably a trauma thing. You know, not having many people around in my life as a kid, you know, I turned to my teddies and my objects and became obsessed with them instead. And like, if a mug breaks, it genuinely feels like someone has died, like, or an animal has died. It's the same amount of pain. I can't differentiate the difference in loss, you know, loss of a pet, or maybe not a person. I haven't actually felt the loss of a person yet, but the loss of a pet is equivalent to the loss of an object to me, you know, like, it yeah, it's hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, it when like a mug breaks, or a piece of clothing gets ruined in the wash, you know, gets eaten up by the washing machine, my heart breaks. It is so painful. And like, I think, yeah, so it's going to be hard. And but you know, I've got so much stuff that, because I'm a hoarder and have been basically my whole life, I never get rid of anything. You know, even if shoes have got holes in them, even if clothes have got holes in them, I will keep it, because it's like, no, I can't get rid of it. Do you know what I mean? And I need to start letting go of things. I remember that when I was in my old flat with Casey, I had bags on bags of teddies, and teddies I'd had for years, you know, from my childhood, from over the years, you know, things that you guys had sent me or whatever. And I just had so many, and it was too many to even have out, let alone actually love, you know. So I think I had Mia Maples, I believe. I love her. If you don't know who Mia Maples is, go check her out. She's so sweet. Um, yeah, she said, because she's got similar. I don't know if she's diagnosed as a hoarder, but she expresses similar concerns and similar like things around um like the feelings of getting rid of stuff and the like obsessive need to keep things. Like, I think there's a difference between like this, like, because a lot of people have this, I need to keep it, I might need it, you know. um and a lot of people, especially crafters, I found, anybody who makes stuff will be like, nah, I need that, I need to keep this little lid, because that could be used for something, that could be a little window, or a wheel, I need that. Like, you just keep everything, do you know what I mean? Like, any little thing, you're like, nope, I need that, keep it. But then there's, I think the difference is the emotional feeling, like the fact that if something of mine breaks or is lost or whatever, then it is like devastating, like the loss of like a friendship or the death of an animal, or you know, it's like I proper mourn these things. So it's going to be hard to sell, but I think it could be a good step. You know, everybody loves money, and as somebody who's in poverty, it could be a good motivation to be like, this is going to help you. This will help you get power. This will help you get food and water and all these sorts of things. Well, not water, but you know what I mean? It will help you get hot baths and things, you know, like, there are so many toys that I would love to get, but you know, I put every ounce of my soul into our living situation and into our pets and making sure that they have everything they need. Um, and yeah, like, sometimes sometimes you need to learn to let go. Um, as much as I don't like that, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I've been going off on my head. Mia said in a video, because she has similar feelings, that the thing that helps her get rid of these things is knowing where it's going, and knowing that the person who will get it will love it, you know. So I think if I was to open up some form of like Vinted store for my clothes, or an Etsy store for things I make that I'm willing to part with, and then like exclusively share it to you guys, I know that you guys will actually want it and will, you know, like I've got so many adorable dresses, like I was saying, that I absolutely love and I adore them, but I don't fucking wear them. I don't wear dresses, so there's no point me keeping them in my wardrobe to just look at them and be like, wow, you're so pretty, but I don't ever do anything, you know. Imagine there's one of you guys who would look stunning in that dress, and yeah, I could give it to you, you know. I don't know, I'm chatting absolute shit, you know. But yeah, I'm sick of being in, you know, in dark, in the cold, you know, having no heating, no food, no power. I'm just sick of it. So I want to try and do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, the issue with my making stuff as well is like, I'd love to sell like this and things like that. Like, I'd love to sell this to you, but it takes so long, and then I get so attached, you know. I'm like, I could never let this go now that I've made it and it's mine, and I have it, and but I'd love to mass produce it, but then again, it's repetition. I don't know. Give me your advice. Give me what you think that I should do, because I need some form of help. And as somebody with disabilities and mental health and all this bullshit, I can't just go into the normal workforce. So we try in the online selling, huh? I might give it a shot. Like, I don't know. Let me know. Do you think it's going to be a good idea, bad idea? I don't know. But yeah. Ah, it's been a bit of a mental one. I've had loads going on in my brain. This might be a bit of a long one. I saw my grandma the other day, and if any of you know what's been happening, well, a lot of you probably know what's been happening. Yeah, it was just awkward. That's the thing with my family, is it's they never have conflict. Never. They'll bitch and fight behind each other's backs, but in person it's and we just play along, and we just make a face, you know. So that was a thing, I guess. I saw my brother though. That was really nice. He's been in like assisted living since he was 18. He turned 18, so he's not a child anymore. He can't technically be in care anymore. So he's moved into like assisted living, and I like only get to see him when I can get to see him. But yeah, it was so lovely. Like, that's one thing, is like, as much as my family kind of discredit absolutely everything about me, you know, they discredit my disability, my mental health, my absolutely everything, you know, my hair choices, my tattoos, who I am as a person, you know, they try to completely discredit it, you know, and tell me everything about me is kind of false. But the one thing that they kind of do credit is my relationship with my brother. Like, that's one of the main things that I've just, like, we grew up together. I was 6 when he came to us, and you know, we didn't think he was gonna make it. He was severely sick. He had a collapsed lung. He had severe skin conditions, so he was wrapped in bandages, had to be bathed in this like special formula. Like, he was very poorly, but they said he wouldn't make it to 5. And on his 5th birthday, he was walking around our house, completely fine. They said he'd never sit, he'd never walk, he would never talk, and he would likely die before 5. And he's 18 now and fucking thriving, you know. But yeah, it was so nice to see him, you know, like they always say, oh, they've got such a lovely bond, and because he's blind and deaf, so it's hard to communicate with him, but we have always had that bond. I think being a very loner kid and the black sheep of the family, in a way, I was very like pushed out of all the family events and made to look after the babies, and you know, just this annoying thing that was there. I'd always go and just hang out with him because he'd never judge me. You know, he never questioned things. He never, he didn't even understand half the time. I could come in crying and he wouldn't even know that I was crying. And I would go to him and hug him, and, you know, like, it's brilliant as well seeing how he interacts with all of us. You know, like, my grandma will come over, his mum, technically, and he'll be all like, like being all like soppy to her, and he'll like cuddle into her, and he'll go like, and then she'll go on his face, like grab his face and be like, but then my mum's always just like, hello, and like stroking him and stuff. But then like I come over and I'm just like, come here, mum, mate, come here, buddy. It's quite funny, like he was down a bit of a strop, he didn't want to walk up the hill, and they're all being like really gentle with him. They're being like, oh, come on, Matthew, it's okay, come on. And they'll like be pulling him ever so gently, and he'll be stopping and pulling his arms out, and he's like, they're like putting his wrist, and he's like, no. And then eventually I just went up behind him and just like shoving him. I was just pushing him with absolute full force, running up the hill. He's pissing himself laughing. They're all like, careful, careful. And I'm just like, nah, if he goes down, I'm taking him with me. Like, proper sibling relationship. But yeah, it was really nice to see him, you know. As much as it was like a bit awkward to see my grandma. But yeah, it's been alright, you know. Been a bit of a struggle. Been just to exist. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I got so much in my brain right now. Like I think I really need to see a therapist soon. Cause like I got so much, you know. I got so many different conditions and things I need to talk about and sort through. Like so yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the future of my channel is at the moment. If you made it this far, then you get to hear my deep secrets. But yeah, I just don't know at the moment, because it's kind of taken a bit of a decline. I'm losing subscribers still quite rapidly. Watching just this number I built disappear. I'm watching all of my friends disappear. You know, watching half my friends be bullied away. And, you know, they keep trying to bully me away, and I keep being the stubborn bull Taurus that I am and saying, no, I'm staying, I'm sticking put. But I don't know, like, it gets exhausting when you're constantly fighting an uphill battle, you know, like, I don't have the best resources, I don't have the best technology, I film on my phone, I don't edit, I don't know, I know I could edit, and I could try and put money into things like a better camera and things, but if the numbers are going down anyway, and I seem to have constant enemies out there. Like, I'm fighting a battle at the moment that I never wanted to be in. I feel like I'm fighting a battle for a country I never lived in, a war I'm not a part of. Like, I don't know, it's just constant, you know? Like, okay, so we're doing this. I seem to be getting triggered out quite a lot lately, and I got a lot to say. I seem to be always very angry every time I come forward. Every time I'm out, I'm very angry. I'm very upset. I'm very pissed off about fucking everything that happens and that we can't do fuck all about. I seem to just get really fucking triggered about fucking everything, and I don't really want to like sit down and do this whole bullshit video thing. But since we're here and you're already here, then I might as well, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get people in trouble. I don't want to get Bo having tons of fucking hate sent their way because of what I have to say. But honestly, I've got so much to say that I don't think I could keep it in much longer because I'm going to explode. I'm going to explode, okay? I'm going to explode. So, how come when we see a content creator basically copy, steal, copy, steal, copy, and steal, keep copying and stealing, and nobody gets to call them out? Nobody gets to call out when they're flirting with minors. Nobody gets to call out when they are attacking random commenters, basically doxing them. No, nobody gets to. Nobody is allowed to. But I think when my system is the one being copied constantly and being belittled constantly by somebody who thinks that they're better than every fucker on this planet, I don't want to just sit there and stand by when someone gets to mimic and claim things that are so fucking painful for us. Also, who the fuck steals somebody else's system name? Like, I'm literally shaking. I'm gonna try and stay calm, you know? But every time I come forward, I'm fucking angry. I'm just pissed. I'm fucking fuming about everything, about fucking life. Because it's never fair. It's never fucking fair, is it? I believe in karma. I believe in what you put out there comes back to you. And we have only ever tried to put out honest and truthful content. And we fight a battle against fake and show content online. You see these videos of fake disorder cringe going over and over and over. Different people who think that they have this X, Y, and Z coming out, and they're actually faking these disorders. So many people have now come out and said, yeah, I was faking it. I just wanted attention. No, you don't get to fake it. You don't get to just do whatever the fuck you want for attention. And yet there's people here, like me, like my friends, who actually suffer, who go through like violent flashbacks. They're screaming at night. They're clawing at themselves, clawing at the pain to go away. And yet there's some people like, my altar is a shark. My altar's fucking screaming. My altar is screaming, thinking people are still fucking touching her. My altar is screaming inside my brain because she thinks we're gonna get stabbed with needles again. Like, we have tried and tried and tried and tried to change this image of what this disorder is supposed to be and what it looks like, what it actually looks like, and it just gets undone and undone and undone and undone. It's not fair. Like, we fight not to be murderers, and then we fight to be taken seriously. I feel so much shame. Anytime I'm forward, I feel so much anger and guilt. I just shut up. I go quiet because I can't speak. I can't come out with my voice knowing that we are not from Australia. We don't sound like this. So if I come out and speak, dead giveaway, there's something wrong there. It's scary. It's an unsafe thing. We don't feel safe ever. And people can be parading their disorder, flying all out to different countries, going to conventions, doing whatever the fuck they fucking want. And we got to just sit here and suffer in the fucking dark. It feels like no matter what we do, nothing we say, none of our voices will be heard and be listened to because we are severely outnumbered. Our voice is never going to be loud enough. Never. And that's just a fact. Even if we're fucking preaching the truth.